Welcome to YQ Academy Core Java Interview Questions and Answers. 1. What are packages in Java? Packages are used to organize and group related classes, interface, and sub-packages. They provide a way to create a namespace and avoid naming conflicts between classes with similar names. A package is a collection of related code files and resources organized in a hierarchical directory structure. 2. What are identifiers in Java? In Java, identifiers are names used to identify classes, variables, methods, packages, and other program elements. They act as labels or identifiers for different entities in your code. Identifiers are user-defined names and follow certain rules and conventions. Java is case-sensitive, so uppercase and lowercase letters are distinct. For example, mVariable and mVariable are considered different identifiers. 3. What are access modifiers in Java? Access modifiers are keywords used to define the accessibility or visibility of classes, variables, methods, and constructors. They control the level of access that other parts of the program have to these members. 1. Public. Public members are accessible from anywhere within the program. They can be accessed by other classes, even from different packages. 2. Private. Private members are accessible only within the same class. They cannot be accessed by any other class, including subclasses. 3. Protected. Protected members are accessible within the same class, subclasses even from different packages, and other classes within the same package. They are not accessible by classes in different packages that are not subclasses. 4. Default. No explicit modifier. If no access modifier is specified, the member has default access. Default members are accessible within the same package but not from other packages. They are not accessible by subclasses outside the package. 4. Can a class be both abstract and final in Java? No, a class cannot be both abstract and final in Java. The abstract keyword is used to define a class that cannot be instantiated and may contain abstract methods. It allows the class to be extended by other classes. On the other hand, the final keyword is used to indicate that a class cannot be subclassed. It prevents any further extension of the class. These two keywords are contradictory in their purpose, and therefore, they cannot be used together on the same class. 5. What is the difference between final, finally, and finalize in Java? 1. Final. Final is a keyword used in Java to declare a variable, method, or class that cannot be modified or extended. When applied to a variable, it indicates that its value cannot be changed once assigned. It becomes a constant. When applied to a method, it indicates that the method cannot be overridden in subclasses. When applied to a class, it indicates that the class cannot be subclassed. It cannot be extended. 2. Finally. Finally is a block used in Java exception handling, typically paired with a tree catch block. The finally block contains code that is always executed, regardless of whether an exception is thrown or caught. It is commonly used for releasing resources, closing files or connections, or performing cleanup operations. The finally block executes after the try block if present and any catch blocks associated with the exception. 3. Finalize. Finalize is a method defined in the object class in Java. It is called by the garbage collector before an object is garbage collected, e. when there are no more references to the object. The finalize method can be overridden by a class to define custom cleanup actions or to release resources associated with the object. However, it is important to note that the use of finalize is generally discouraged in modern Java programming, and it is recommended to use other means such as tree with resources or explicit resource management for resource cleanup. 6. What are the different types of constructors in Java? 1. Default constructor. A default constructor is a constructor that takes no arguments. If no constructor is explicitly defined in a class, the Java compiler automatically adds a default constructor. The default constructor initializes the instance variables to their default values 0, null, false, etc. 2. Parameterized constructor. A parameterized constructor is a constructor that takes one or more parameters. It allows you to initialize the instance variables of an object with specific values provided as arguments during object creation. You can have multiple parameterized constructors in a class with different parameter lists known as constructor overloading. Example of a parameterized constructor. 3. Copy constructor. A copy constructor is a constructor that creates a new object by copying the values from an existing object of the same class. It is used to create a deep copy of an object, ensuring that the newly created object has its own separate copy of the data. Copy constructors are particularly useful when dealing with mutable objects or when you want to create independent copies of an object. Example of a copy constructor. 7. What is the difference between the StringBuilder and StringBuffer classes? 1. StringBuilder. StringBuilder is part of the Java Collections framework and was introduced in Java 5. It is a mutable class designed for efficient string manipulation when thread safety is not a concern. StringBuilder methods are not synchronized, which means they are not inherently thread safe. Since StringBuilder is not synchronized, it generally provides better performance than StringBuffer. It is recommended to use StringBuilder when working in a single-threaded environment or when you can ensure thread safety through other means. Example usage of StringBuilder. 2. StringBuffer. StringBuffer is also a mutable class for string manipulation, but it has been available since the early versions of Java. It is designed to be thread-safe, meaning multiple threads can safely access and modify a StringBuffer object concurrently. StringBuffer methods are synchronized, which ensures that only one thread can execute a method at a time. Due to the synchronization overhead, StringBuffer generally has slightly lower performance compared to StringBuilder. It is recommended to use StringBuffer when working in a multi-threaded environment or when you need thread safety guarantees. Example usage of StringBuffer. This is the end of our Java interview questions. We hope you enjoyed learning with YQ Academy. Until another time, goodbye.